Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to be spraying dormant oil in the vineyard. I need to see if I have any green. No, this is the same as down in the vineyard. These are a little bit different. The buds are swelling, but nothing is opened up yet, so I guess I'm good to go. I just don't want to waste a spray. I really don't have the time to spray if I got to do another spray in a week anyways. These will be sprayed again at 4 inches. So it's a good time. I'll get this sprayed today. This is the easiest of all the sprays because it's just on bare vines. And what it does is gets in all these nooks and crannies, which there are zillions of, and suffocates the pests that are there. Yeah, this one doesn't even have any swelled buds. So let me get down into the vineyard and see what the vines look like down there. So let me take a look down in the vineyard and see how those look. It's actually a different microclimate down there, and they should be a bit less further along. These are up on top of the ridge, and those are over on the back side of the ridge. So let's get down there and see what those look like. Okay, I got bud swell on these. I really need to get in here and do that last pruning as well, but I've been so busy with these trees that I planted the other day, and I'd have to attend to them again today. I got to spray glyphosate around them, and I got to spray glyphosate here in the vineyard in the rows, so it's going to be a busy day. Yeah, these are definitely good to go. And these trunks definitely can be holding a lot of pests, so I'm going to get these sprayed right away. Alright, let me go grab my sprayer and some dormant oil and get these sprayed. Alright, I'm using All Seasons Dormant Oil Spray, which is a very refined mineral oil, and kind of sloppy here. That is about 10 ounces, which is the maximum, 7.5 tablespoons per gallon. Times 4 is 30, and that's 10 ounces. And I have a little bit of water in there, and I'm gonna put the cap on and shake it, and then fill it up the rest of the way with water and get spraying. So what I want to do here is try to get my dormant oil into all the cracks and crevices on these vines. So I actually have to go down the row and then up the other side, because I can't get the other side from here. So it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it really doesn't take that much of the juice, my preparation, because I'm not spraying leaves and all that other stuff. So it's, it's pretty direct. You go right next to the vine and just spray what's there. So it gets down into all the tiny little cracks. Checking the aiming. So it gets down into all the tiny little cracks and will kill anything that overwintered there. I especially want to get the cordons, because when it rains, the stuff that's in here will wash down onto the plants. I'm not sure if it kills the spores of the funguses. I'm kind of doubting it, but it's worth a shot. The only year that I did not do this, I had the worst infestation I ever had. It was just a total bust. So I really want to get this done. And it gives me a chance to get a look at all the vines and see what needs to be done. I have to get back in here and do one more fairly quick pass at the pruning now that I can see these buds. See, I wanted 3 on each. I got 1, 2, 3 right there. It's probably a bit early, but I don't want any fourth buds on there. And I left some of these because I wasn't sure if they were going to get buds or not. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's it, 4. So I have to either rub one off or cut the end off of that. So a bit more maintenance to do in the vineyard here before things really start getting busy with the leaves. At about 4 inches long, I got to spray again, the first real spray with mancozeb. And then from there, it's just spraying and thinning, leaf thinning, shoot positioning, all that stuff for the rest of the summer. It's not all that much work, but I wouldn't want to have much more than what I have without some form of mechanization. I really got to get a tow behind sprayer. We actually looked at one that was on, I don't know, some marketplace, Facebook or something. There was one for sale for $120. We don't have a whole bunch of money, but that's not too bad. Would have liked to have had it. I'd like to be able to just drive up and down the rows and be done with the spraying, so that the biggest job for spraying is mixing. That's what I need. And then, actually pruning and harvesting are always going to be the biggest jobs. But as far as summer goes, I would like to eliminate the tediousness of the sprays with a little bit of mechanization. So I did row 1, and that took about a gallon. Row 1, I exfoliated, took a brass brush and brushed them. I did that probably near a month ago. I used to do that to the whole vineyard, and I do not know if it really works or not. I guess it does. It gets rid of all these cracks and crevices, and then with the oil after it, I'm thinking that's like a 1-2 punch, but I want to test it and see if this is any different than these this year. It is May 1st today, and just a little bit of sun. This stuff is kind of, you don't want to spray this on leaves on a sunny day unless you do it real early in the morning, because it will damage your vines. I don't spray this in the summer anyways. I just spray regular fungicides in the summer. So I really don't have any leaves to worry about. I have to get in here and spray all this stuff in the rows here, all the grass and weeds. Spray it with glyphosate before I get any green. It's much safer to do it that way. Glyphosate won't kill stuff unless it's green. Well, it needs to get on a green part of a plant. You can spray it on the trunk and it won't do anything. So I get in here and get this all sprayed early in the year. I did not get to do it last year, and it's a real pain in the ass getting in here and weed whacking in here. And I believe I damaged a couple of the trunks doing that, so I don't want to do that again this year. This solo backpack is just so much easier than what I used to do. I used to have, well, when I first started doing this, I had a 1-gallon sprayer, and I quickly evolved to a 2-gallon because that was just nuts going back and forth. 1 gallon will do about a row, and unfortunately this is 4 gallons and I have 5 rows, so I got to do one more mix, maybe. Well, yeah, I'm sure I do. The rows get longer as you go down, so it's not going to get any less. And the more gnarly the vine is, the more it uses, because you got to get in there and spray all the details. The wind is picking up. See, this side doesn't even look like it was touched. So you got to do both sides. Yeah, beautiful day. Stand here with my back to the wind. It's really windy out. So 4 gallons got me both sides of 3 rows, except for 2 vines at the end of this row, which means it got all of 3 rows except for 1 vine. So I believe I'm going to mix up 4 more gallons, because the next 2 rows, the last row is a good deal longer, but they're both longer to start with, and I have 4 good sized vines up here. So if I got a little bit left, that's fine. So I'm going to mix up another batch and get back at it. Oh, and the ladies are working the horses, and Mark just got a beautiful hat. What's that hat for, honey? Natalie, what's the hat for?
So it muffles his hearing and protects him from
Protects him from flies and muffles his hearing, so he don't get spooked as easily. Awesome stuff. Okay, between the wind and the little boy down there, he likes to yell a lot, so gonna do some time lapse where I don't need sound and finish it up. Okay, got sprayed a bit. These frost-free yard hydrants, you got to run this for 30 minutes or 30 seconds and then pop it up again, and that flushes the system out, but it just makes a mess. And then these hoses were leaking all over the place, so I got a good amount of water on me. But it's pretty windy out and I'll dry off. So let's get this cover on and get going. It's almost lunchtime. Sprayed. They're kind of darker, a little bit darker than they were before. You can kind of see it if you look at all of them, especially on the front where they've been scrubbed, where this junk has been scrubbed off. As I work in the vineyard, I always pop this stuff off too. So that's it for that. The next thing to do, because I was so busy with that addition last year and all the other stuff, I did not get in here to clean these rows, and this grass grew up around the bases. The bases should be clear like that, so that the dampness isn't held in here and fungus grows near the base. So I got to get in and clear around each base, 118 vines, I think. And then this grass, I think I'm just going to torch it and then come back and spray glyphosate on this stuff. You can spray glyphosate up until, well, on a non-windy day, you can do it until your vines hang down to the catch wire here. Somewhere in here is about where I do it. And then till the end of the year, you don't have much growth anyways, if any. So it should be fine after that. In the past, I planted tillage radish in here, but I don't do that anymore. It did its job. It grows roots, massive roots. They're huge. And they go way down there, and they break these tunnels into the clay. And when you fertilize after that, it falls down in the tunnels, and you get your fertilizer way down deep. Works really great. And I got to spray glyphosate on the trees I just planted yesterday. So lots to do. And beyond that, I got to get in here. I left way too many buds on these to see which ones were going to grow that were facing down. That's probably not a good example. This is. Nope. This is probably a good example right here. I have buds here and buds up here. I wanted to be able to pick 3 that were aiming downwards. This is going to aim into here. I'll just rub that off. This is going to aim out into the aisle. So I might only have 1, 2 on this one. And I don't know. We'll see what that one does. I thought this was going to be a nice one right here. Thought it would be perfect, but I guess not. And I have to tighten these wires. They're all floppy, and this is the only time of year you can really do it. I have to either have somebody in here propping up the wire while I pull it tight, or I have to get a post under there to lift it up. Ah, boy. So, if you want to see a whole lot of vineyard stuff, I'm going to have my spray recipes and the spray schedule coming up soon. Make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps us out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.